So I often get asked what we do. People don't really understand it. So I'm creating a number of these case study videos to talk about past projects that we've been involved with or that we've created. So in this video, we're going to talk about one of our own earlier businesses, the Fox Group, which was a mechanical and electrical contracting group. The reason we share these videos is because we're passionate about helping smaller businesses compete against the corporate takeover of most industries. Customer convenience and access to capital means small businesses will mostly die out before the end of the decade if they don't adapt and start thinking about new ways of running the business. We work in partnership with established 7 and 8 figure businesses to create new product offerings and business models. And then we position and package them up to compete against the corporate rivals. We create and invest in alternative ways of doing things to create industry leading brands. But now let's get back to the video. So this was a family business that had been trading in England since 1959. But in 1990, my dad moved us 400 miles north to the west coast of Scotland. He rebranded the business and started it from scratch in Scotland. We didn't really start to grow the business until around 1998, when we started to target bigger contracts where we needed more staff. So up until that point, there was 3 of us. In 1998, we had a vision of having offices across Scotland and providing every service that our clients needed. So our strategy to do that was, first of all, to add service offerings, and secondly, to win contracts in other areas of the country. So over the next 11 years, every year we created a new service offering as a new division of the company. We started by adding electrical appliances division, where we'd sell commercial appliances to our clients, such as hotels. Then we added a fire and security division, partnering with various manufacturers to provide specialist fire and security services to our clients. The third division was data comms, installing IT and telecom systems into our clients' buildings. As well as our own clients, we also partnered with other installers to install cabling for their projects as well. The fourth division was specialist lighting, where we provided specialist lighting maintenance. The fifth division was created. We created was a audio visual service, providing satellite and audio services to clients. And while we were doing all of this, some of our clients wanted us to manage their entire mechanical and electrical services. So we also added a full mechanical services offering, including things like maintaining extractor fan units, and other services in the buildings. But rather than doing all of this ourselves, we really struggled to get staff at this point. So instead, we worked with other subcontractors and we just managed them under our brand. And this then led to creating a full management contract offering, where we take on projects to deliver complete renovation of buildings, such as fitting out shops or renovating school projects. Whilst all of this was going on, we started to target new areas for contracts as well. Some of our clients had sites in other parts of the country, so they'd request us to take their other locations as well. And in 1998, we generally covered a radius of about 50 miles, or just over an hour's drive from our office. So our first geographic strategy we chose was to expand that coverage area to 90 miles, which is generally about 1.5 hours drive from our office. We did this because we already had a few national clients like the Caravan Club that needed us to maintain their sites, which some of them were 2.5 hours drive away. So by targeting other contracts further away, it might help us to deliver on those maintenance contracts. The next area, which again was a natural progression, we started to get contracts close to Inverness. And so we targeted that area as our next target for growth. As part of doing that, we were getting contracts further down the country toward Perthshire. And so we started targeting clients in that area within about a year as well. And then again, some of our clients from these areas also had sites in other areas of Scotland. So the next natural progression was Glasgow in the Central Belt, which quickly followed, moving a bit further south into Ayrshire, and in the north along the coast towards Aberdeen. Although we set out our vision at the start to have offices all over the country, we managed to set the business up so that we could operate from a single office but still deliver the contracts from each van rather than from local offices. And when we sold the business in 2009, we had staff, contracts, and clients all over Scotland. Now, if you've watched my other case study videos, you might have noticed a pattern. While we learn lessons from each individual project, if you zoom out and look at the bigger picture of all of these case studies together, there's a common thread that runs through all of them. And that is that when we've initiated a project ourselves, trying to run it ourselves, things haven't really gone how we'd hoped. But when we've done it as a partnership, sometimes almost within that partner's business, it's gone much better. And this is the reason we've shifted our own model to follow this formula. It's why we set up these projects in partnership with established specialists in each area. And in this business, we were the specialists, so that's why it worked out. But in other projects, we weren't specialists on the delivery side, or we didn't have the delivery side within our own business.